This is the Ethereum 1 year overview reading for the year of 2023. It's currently November 21st, 2022, 10:19 p.m. Eastern Time. And currently the price of Ethereum is $1,106.53 at the time of this reading. So our overall trend direction and chart behavior for the year of 2023 is a failed attempt to break through a key resistance level on a multi-year chart, followed by a decline through a key support on a multi-year chart. And that failed attempt to break through key resistance, it'll happen after we have like a test at a resistance, followed by like an establishment of a support level, a false establishment of a support level, and then the disappointment comes in the retest, because the false establishment of support makes us think that we're breaking through that resistance the second time we test it, but instead we turn around and we decline through that false establishment of support. In most cases, that's the way that the disappointment card works. It's also crossed with the Princess of Swords, which is a really good trade opportunity to position oneself in both directions. So usually, like when I'm dealing with stocks, it's like a good mean point for a straddle or a strangle utilizing options, or for when dealing with crypto, if you can short something. I don't think you can short all the coins, but I'm pretty sure you can short Ethereum. Somebody please put in the comments how you short Ethereum. And basically this price level that it's crossed with it's a resistance level. In the midst of some volatility, we meet this resistance level, and it's crossed like at that price level, that resistance level is where we could one could position themselves to play both sides of the market. Like we'll see a good higher price level than that price level, and we'll also see a good lower price level than that price level in the not too distant future, relative to where we see that correlations to this card take place. Behavior around the high. So moving into the high, obviously that's where we have the failed attempt to break through key resistance, but there's negative headwinds, and still we break through resistance. We probably push higher to the upper end of a resistance. And then there's also a key low somewhere in the year of 2023. There's a key low on a multi-year chart. It would stand out as well as a key high on a multi-year chart. It would stand out. Looks like we have a lot of price movement towards the very beginning of the year, and then a lot of price movement moving into the high. The high behavior around the low, we have a notable decline on a multi-year chart. It would stand out, a notable decline into the year's lowest low, and that decline offers an opportunity to open up a long position. When we look at the following year, we have a super bullish card, guys. Now it's out of a prominent trough that'll stand out on a multi-year chart. There's one in there in 2024 as well, but this card is pushing the upper end of a range, and we're talking about on a multi-year scale. So probably see a higher high in 2024 than we've seen, making like the lowest low or any significant declines into lows good opportunities to open up long positions. I did take a look at the 10-year. When I first did the 10-year reading for this, 10-year readings were still so new to me, like I didn't really go fully into it. So what I did is I pulled another card for the trade correlator, and then I went in and I actually took a look at the Eso-Meta correlations, and it gave me a lot of information. I'm actually way more bullish on Ethereum than I was prior to doing the markup. So what we see here is and you have to give a 10-year reading, like you have to give it give or take a year here or there, because it's so generalized. It's not like every single year's pattern of behavior is going to line up exactly like by January 1st to December 31st. You know, it doesn't work that way, especially on this scale. But what we do see is this prominent move to the upside, followed by a full retracement of that move back down, roughly in 2020, right? And so we see the start of that move in 2020 all the way up to here, and then we're basically back down, or we're close to back down to where that big move started. That's the prominent move higher, followed by the full retracement, and I'm pretty confident that this whole area here transpires is represented by the 2020 card, because the following year we have the merger card, and we all know there was an in Ethereum merger, the Great Merge, in 2022. So that would put us at this card where we are in 2022 would be in the sequential order of things. We're at the merger card, which makes me super bullish, guys, for the following year. This is a rally that increases with momentum moving forward into the year. So we should be seeing that relatively soon. And we'll get into where exactly the start of that takes place based on what we see in the 2023 reading. Sometimes there's like a pop and drop in here too. When you see the merger card, it can also be like there's a holding pattern, and then there's like a big move higher followed by a full retracement of that move, sort of like the art card, but with a holding pattern first. If you don't know what a holding pattern is, generally it's just moving sideways in a narrow range kind of deal, waiting for a decision to be made or something to like take place. And I circled these areas because there were no correlations to the moon card per se, but the energies, like more on an intuitive level, I picked up on the fact that this is like bearish price swings, and we have this like back and forth kind of going on here. Not to mention when you look at the chart, there's a low in there as well, so makes sense. We may see another trough here after that rally that we see in 2023, 24-ish. There'll be a little bit of a trough, and then we hit the upper end of a range, the upper end of resistance, roughly in 2025, 24 or 25. In 2026, 25, 26, we break through the upper end of the range. It looks like we probably break through the all-time high and move higher. There's a rally pushing higher and higher. It looks like even into 2020, 2027 and 2028, and those rallies offer an opportunity to open up a short position or protect against long positions, based on the fact that there may be a low here, or a trough here, like selling short in 2028 and buying back in 2029, or it may be that there's a lower price level in the following 10-year period, because this is the attempt to reestablish support in most cases. That's Ethereum's 10-year, guys. So that puts me super, like, way more bullish. Oh, the other thing is that there's this important price level, this important resistance level, key technical resistance level that's highlighted here, and it doesn't hold. It's nullified, so it generally means we break through it. So we should see that take place, like the all-time high in Ethereum, definitely by whatever the all-time high is in Ethereum in 2025. We'll revisit it. Alright, guys, so back to 2023. Each one of these clusters, if you don't know, represents roughly a month, so you have to give or take it like 2 or 3 weeks in some cases. Again, like, it's very generalized to have one card represent 2 weeks of time. So first off, it looks like we have the lowest low for the year here in looks like we have the lowest low for the year in the very beginning of the year. Here in the January low, we have a prominent low, or the lowest low for the year of 2023. Early in the year, there's a price level. We'll be bouncing along a support level on a multi-year scale. There's a support level that we'll be bouncing along early in January. And that'll mark a price level that we could probably short and hold the long position from that price level and play both sides of the market. It'll be in the midst of a crest, so it's like we'll probably like establish new support momentarily or something like that. And there's a new crest there, or there's a crest through January, but the low for January towards the end of the month of January, it looks like, into early February, is a prominent low, or the lowest low for the year. That decline into that low also, it happens in close proximity to a failed attempt to break through a key resistance level that we expect to break through, followed by a decline through key support. That's on the scale of a 1-year chart. behavior around out of the January high. We're going to have a selling from a crest down to and through a key support level on a 1-year chart, and we'll do a U-shaped reversal below that support level, come back and reuse it as support. There's 2 trade opportunities near the high of January. It looks like one involving a move higher through resistance. We stay above it briefly, and then there's a full retracement back down through the price level. And then the other swing trade opportunity there involves a rally that offers an opportunity to open up a short position. In late January or into early February, we've declined through a support level on a 1-year chart scale that we recently declined through once before. And then right around the cusp of January, February, looks like there's some sort of speech or something comes out around the cusp of January. Somebody speaks about something, some sort of news, and interesting. I'm advised to open up a short position there, right around the cusp when that news comes out. There's a cash out opportunity in early February, it looks like, at a support level when we're rotating sideways. Out of the February low, which is very likely the same low, like the January low is probably like in conjunction with the February low, that prominent low there. In any case, we rally out of that. So there's a crest in early February that we near overbought territory, and we sell off of that. Notable drop from a peak or crest that's near overbought, and then out of that low, which looks like probably in the third or fourth week of February. Yeah, out of the low, which is somewhere in the mid-February, out of the low, there's a rally along a diagonal trend line. We break through horizontal resistance, meet a secondary resistance, and then we pull back to somewhere between those 2 price levels. The behavior around the February high, we have the halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through key support level on a 1-year chart scale. We may revisit the low that we see towards the end of January or into early February. We may revisit that in late February or early March. But before we get in there, the price level that we break down to and through from the February high, that price level, the February high, that price level offers the opportunity to position oneself in both directions. If we're to understand and expect that we'll see a higher price level and a lower price level, substantially higher and lower price level in comparison to the high of February price level. Same thing goes for the price level around the low of February. And then in late February, we have multiple headwinds pushing Ethereum lower. Looks like we very likely revisit the same low that we saw, the same lowest low for the year thus far. Either that or it's a prominent trough, not quite as low. There's a notable early in like right on the cusp, there's a notable opportunity there to short Ethereum. We break down through multiple support levels into the low there, the February-March low. So like there's a January-February low, like around the cusp, and then a February-March low there on the cusp. Behavior near the high for March. There's an agreement between 2 leaders or something to do with the merger. Maybe there's a lot of news about the merger, something going on with merger in March near the high for the month of March. Behavior around behavior moving into the low for the month of March is decline through multiple support levels on a 1-year scale. And then behavior in late March, we have a notable move to the upside, reaching for a distant resistance level on a 1-year scale, reaching for a distant resistance level. And that distant resistance level, when met, offers in the midst of the rally, offers an opportunity to open up a short position. or close a long position, if you will. Something notably outside of our control takes place early in April and near another prominent low. This actually looks like 2023 is looking to me like holding pattern territory. Again, when we look at the 10-year, this merger, in a lot of cases, there's a holding pattern associated with it. So we're seeing that holding pattern kind of behavior, and it looks like probably what will happen is we're going to see some back and forth, right? And then the real bullish behavior commences, it looks like, out of the October month's low, which will also be a prominent trough for the year. Not the lowest low, but it'll be a prominent trough that stands out on a one-year chart at least. Out of that is where we really start to move to the upside, but that's not the lowest low. The lowest low appears to be here in early January, February. All right, so notable decline will commence off of this this distant resistance level that we need in the end, reach for in the end of March. And we'll decline pretty hard there due to something out of our control taking place early in the month of April. We revisit a support level that was recently a past opportunity, and there's a prominent trough there, so we likely revisit the trough that we saw on the cusp of February, March. But it's a notable decline, probably not just Ethereum, but multiple cryptos to reach the April trough. And the April trough, prominent low for the year, again, a prominent trough. What do I mean by a prominent trough? If you're not familiar, like this is a prominent trough right here, right? I wish this didn't do that, but this is a prominent trough, right? This is a prominent trough. Wow. Like, way to like put the box right over the chart. Okay, that's just like really. Okay, so this is a prominent trough, right? This is a prominent trough, prominent trough, prominent trough. Or when I say prominent trough or low, that's what I'm talking about. When I say lowest low is here. It's not even a prominent trough, it's just the lowest low. This would be a prominent trough, okay? Prominent high, prominent crest. Highest high would be right here, right? But these are all prominent highs, or crests, you could say. And with that said, we see within the month of April's high takes place within close proximity to this prominent low for the year, which takes place in April-ish as well. So what happens is we revisit that support level that was recently a past opportunity. It's either going to be the one from the cusp of February, March, or from January, February, probably February, March. And then it looks like we, out of that decline, there's a notable move higher from the bottom of a range to the top of a range to reach the April month's high. So a lot of ground covered there, looks like. A lot of ground covered. There's 3 pokes through the same price level towards the end of April or into early May, where we have this sharp drop off of the 3rd poke. There's a brief peak or crest in early May that will be easily missed, and we decline through multiple support levels on a one-year chart. That support level that we revisit in early April as well, near the low there. Actually, it looks like we probably hit the low for April twice. Like we hit it in early April and then in late April. So a lot of kind of like back and forth going on there, but a lot of price movement. And that support level that we revisit there in early April at the low is another good middle ground between opening a long and a short position. This will be a notable price level higher and a notable price level lower than whatever that support levels we visit in early April. Same thing goes for the peak, the brief peak in early May that will be easily missed. Okay, so in April, the low in the end of April, there's a crest, there's a trough, a prominent trough for the year in early April and a prominent trough in late April, like on the cusp of both sides of the month, it looks like, and we revisit it twice, it looks like, and then we go lower than the low of April in May. And out of that May low, there's like an unexpected move to the upside, like a big move to the upside. The rally, and a rally that increases with momentum moving forward into the high for April, which is also what appears to be the year's high. Somewhere around. This high takes place somewhere around, like, it looks like probably like the second week of May, and then there's a slightly higher high. It looks like well, maybe not slightly higher, but there's a higher high and the highest high, I should say, in May, towards the end of the month of May, after that rally that increases with momentum moving forward into the high. And it looks like that rally increasing with momentum into the high starts out of the prominent trough that's on the cusp of April, May, it appears, or maybe just in May. There's a trough there, like on the cusp of April, May, prominent trough for the year, and then this big unexpected move out of it, taking us all the way to the May high and the year's high, and then from that we decline again. After there's a notable move to the upside standing out on a 1-year chart, like in the end of the third week of May, there's an opportunity in the midst of that to open up a short position or to sell a long position, and we fail to break through key resistance there, and decline into June, out of May into June, with increasing momentum as we move forward into June. In early June, that decline, we do like a sideways S formation within a channel, so there's a decline from a resistance down to a support, reverse, go all the way back to that resistance, reverse again, go all the way back to that support. That's that sideways S within a channel kind of formation. There also may be a water sign leader here, something to do with a leader who's a water sign possibly here, on the cusp of May, June. Interesting. Maybe somebody picks up quite a bit of the coin who's in their water sign, like some sort of important person, and it would be in the news there. It looks like around the low of June. Yeah, and so there's a prominent trough for the year again, that forms probably in early June. It correlates to late May, but I'm thinking based on this decline out of a big move higher in late May, there's that decline that increases with momentum moving forward into June, and then we probably have that prominent trough actually taking place in June. There's, in the midst of that sideways S formation, 2 trade opportunities. One of them, in the midst of a rally, an opportunity to open up a short position, and then another one, there's a move higher through resistance followed by a full retracement briefly thereafter back down through that same price level. There'll be a prominent move higher into the June month's high standing out on a 1-year chart, and that also offers an opportunity to open up short position or close a long position. behavior around the June low. It looks again like there's a like a price level around the June low that offers a good mean point between like a significant higher price level and a significant lower price level relative to the low of June. Quite a bit of volatility there after hitting a resistance, and then in late June to reach the high, it looks like there's really a big move higher standing out in late June all the way into the high, and then there's an opportunity in the midst of it to open up a short position. Another prominent trough. So another prominent trough for the year in early. So after that big move in late June to the upside, we shortly thereafter at an important resistance level, we established support momentarily near the July month's high, and it looks like there's a failed attempt to break through key resistance there on a 1-year scale as well in early July. And we fall and from that failed attempt down to and through a support level to meet a secondary support level. This is on the scale of a 1-year chart, and then we bounce around sideways for a bit before breaking down through multiple support levels. Really a good trade opportunity near that high in June, or near the month's high in June. And then near the low, there's 2 swing trade opportunities near the month's low, which is also that prominent trough for the year again. We have a move higher through resistance. We stay above it briefly, and then we break back down through the same price level. And then we have another swing trade opportunity near the low where there's a rally out of it, offering an opportunity to open up a short position. So we'll probably end up lower at some point than the low that we're seeing here. In late July, we're rotating sideways along a key support level on a 1-year chart, increasing with bullish momentum as we move forward into the end of the month. Looks like a key resistance level is highlighted, a key technical price level, I should say, is highlighted in early August. And it's also a price level at which one can utilize near the high there, the resistance level on the high of August. Also a prominent high for the year, not the highest high, but a prominent high for the year will stand out. Prominent crest or high there. That's an opportunity to position oneself in both directions. So we'll, in the not too distant future, see a significantly lower price level and a significantly higher price level. And from that overbought crest or peak that we see in early August-ish, we have out of that crest at a significant price level, we sell down there's a profit taking sell off from a peak or crest that'll stand out on a 1-year chart, and we reach a prominent low for the year again, prominent trough for low for the year in late August, after multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance on the scale of a 1-year chart. Prominent trough for the year in late August, and out of that there's a fast sudden move to the upside, like right on the cusp it looks like, an unexpected move higher, and there's some sideways fluctuations in early September to the with a bullish sentiment or a bullish trend within it that takes us to an important resistance level on a 1-year scale around the September month's high, and that all, again, we hit a resistance level after rallying into it, and then we break down with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. It looks like that high is probably at the end of the month of September, after quite a lot of price movement. There's a swing trade opportunity around the September month's high, offering an opportunity to open up a short position. Looks like that's towards the end of the month, like I said, because we have this completion of a bullish trend. And then in early September, there's two swing trade opportunities, one involving a move higher through resistance on a 1-year scale, and then breaking down through that price level shortly thereafter with a full retracement. And then the other swing trade opportunity offers an opportunity in the midst of a rally to open up a short position. And around the low, there's a lot of price movement to reach the low here. The low here in this is probably, again, the lowest low. I think we probably revisit the same low that we saw early in the year. So I pulled the maybe card, which in a lot of cases, it's a yes card, sorry, but in a lot of cases it's like the equilibrium type of card. It was the Ace of Swords. So we see that same the lowest low again here that we saw early in the year in January. We see it here. So a lot of price movement covered. And out of that low, so there's a significant, that low may be in October. It's either in September or October. I think it's in September, but it may be in October, somewhere around there. Out of that low, there's a fast, like a big move higher and a breakout that stands out on a 1-year scale. A lot of price movement covered. Remember, okay, and then in October, an important resistance level highlighted on a 1-year scale. Looks like we break through that resistance level. That's where the breakout takes place out of a trough that was either in September or early October. We break through that resistance level. It's a price level that's important. Government or an important leader of nations is highlighted around the month's high for October, and there's a failed attempt to break through key resistance on a 1-year scale, followed by a decline through key support from a peak or crest that stands out on a 1-year scale. That decline takes us into a prominent trough or low for the year again. We attempt to establish support. There's a fake out in late October-ish. There's a fake out when we attempt to establish or reestablish support, and then there's a big move higher. Looks like at the beginning of the fourth week of October, big move higher and a swing trade opportunity involving a rally higher that offers an opportunity to open up a short position. In early November, we have another swing trade opportunity. So there's a U-shaped dip that takes place in early-ish November, and it takes place within close proximity to the intersection of two perpendicular diagonal trend lines. And the other swing trade opportunity there involves a move higher through resistance on a 1-year chart, followed by a decline, a full retracement and decline through that price level shortly thereafter. Okay, so I think what happens is this price level on this price level here that we fail to break through, everybody's disappointed, and we decline that key theme card price level, it's probably the mean point here, the mean point, and we see towards the end of the year, we see probably opportunity in both directions to open up some, or to close some positions for cash, but it looks like we revisit that lowest low here in September. What else? Sideways fluidity, equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow around the month's high for November. There's a breakout and an intentional fake out or shakeout or some sort of false triggering of an indicator near the month's high of November as well. We may see a prominent crest as well, a prominent crest or high around the third week after a big move higher. Then there's a prominent reversal towards late November and a sharp decline that'll stand out on a one-year chart to reach the November low, which is a prominent low for the year again. However, in early December, we have a rally into a resistance level. We failed to break through that resistance level, which is a good mean point price level again. And then we turn around and we decline through key support on the scale of a one-year chart. But there's a prominent high here. So looks like we probably have a prominent high in the third week of November and then again in the third week, second or third week of December. Important price level highlighted here. Around the high of December and a prominent high for the year again. Swing trade opportunity in late December in the midst of another breakout and a rally that really commences in late December. However, the swing trade opportunity does advise that there's an opportunity to open up a short position here, and even near the low, it looks like, which is a trade opportunity around the low of December, but there's an opportunity in the low of December in the midst of the rally out of it to open up a short position, and you can see we probably have a lower price level in 2024, but then we push the upper end of a range higher in 2024, and my sense is that we're, again, in this holding pattern period here, just prior to like this big rally higher that we'll see that will increase with momentum moving forward into the following couple of years. So Ethereum super bullish, my friends. You can really help out support the channel, guys. Purchase your Ethereum using the SimpleSwap link. We have an affiliate link with SimpleSwap in the description in all of our videos. If you use SimpleSwap, which is a really, really easy crypto application to utilize, you can swap between all sorts of different coins, like pretty much all of them. And you help support the channel that way. We get some sort of incentive through that. I have to look at it, but it's important to help out the channel, guys, so we can keep doing this stuff. With that said, guys, let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and most importantly, make sure you follow that rule of karma. If you don't know what the rule of karma is, please search the video in our channel for the rule of karma explained. Super important. If you plan to profit from this information, the only way that's going to happen is if you're following that rule of karma. It's innate within this information, my friends. I'll see you on the next one. This is the Ethereum one-year overview reading for 2023. It's currently October 25th, 2022, approximately 4:31 p.m. Eastern Time. The price of the coin is currently $1,459.87 approximately.